Hey all, in a recent seminar, a question came up. What does it mean that Piper seeks bone? Now, Piper is a South African knife system. It comes out of the prisons and the street gang culture there. It's a very fascinating martial art, and it's based off of a number of other martial arts. We have Nguni stick fighting, we have Western boxing, and we have a little dash of Silat thrown in there. But again, the question is, what does it mean that Piper seeks bone? So, in the arsenal of techniques in Piper, we have what you could call, in most weapons-based martial arts, harassing cuts. These are cuts that you're using to strike at the forehead, the hands, the elbows, bony protuberances on the human body. Piper primarily is only concerned about stabbing into the softer targets of the human body. We're not trying to penetrate deep through the head and skull. We're not trying to go through that breastbone or get a big stab in that shoulder. Those are not things we want. Because in Piper, the knives that they use in South Africa are of such poor quality that they would likely break if you tried to stab somebody in one of these hard places. But that doesn't mean these aren't viable targets. So, using two primary techniques out of Piper. One is called a flick, which is where we're pushing that knife out and we're using the very, very tip of it to score the face. Chin, mouth, eyes, forehead. A lot of blood vessels in here, a lot of bleeding. So it creates a lot of distraction and it creates an opening so that you can flick and strike because they're dealing with this. There's also a thing called picking, which is like a rattlesnake strike. Now, in the gang systems of South Africa, the pick is more used to scar somebody, to give them a mark. For those of you in the United States, you might know this is the buck 50, something you would see in the American prison systems, where they would take a razor and they would slash your face and you get a big scar. It's punishment. It's not trying to take somebody's life. However, tactically, this idea is very similar to defanging the snake in Filipino martial arts. So what we're doing is we're hitting these spots to gain better openings. So we're at a little bit of a distance. We need to close that distance. He might have a weapon in his hand. We're going to hit that weapon and then come in really hard and hit this soft target. And again, this is done with just the tip of the knife. It's a ripping, raking, almost like a rattlesnake movement. So you might get something like this. All right, that's what's meant by Piper seeks bone. We're hitting the bony protuberances to open up our target so that we can put it in them in a meaningful way. All right, hope that answers everybody's questions. And if you have any further questions about Piper, go ahead and feel free to reach out to me. Y'all take care.